All right, now to give us more insights in terms of what is happening at this moment in the Ukrainian conflict, we're being joined by Mr. Gabriel Nerona, who's a former special advisor on Iran at the U.S. State Department under the Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, and also the Executive Director of Polaris National Security, and he's joining us live on this broadcast. Mr. Nerona, thank you very much indeed for joining us on this broadcast. And WION, let me in fact start off by this news that's just come forth, that an F-16 fighter jet manufactured by the United States that was given to the Ukrainians to be used in this war has reportedly crashed. What does this actually mean for the use of F-16 fighter jets by the Ukrainians, who at this moment appear to be undertrained for their use?
Well, this is a very bad news. The F-16 is an expensive program, expensive platform. The issue here is that the F-16 pilots were only being trained about a year and a half ago in Arizona, part of the Southwest United States. And so it takes normally years and years to reach the level of proficiency to be able to pilot an F-16. This has been expedited, and so they don't necessarily have all the right equipment. There were some in the U.S. military who argued that the F-16 was actually improper platform for the Ukrainian military because some of their airfields can't accommodate this jet. So this is unfortunate, but it's perhaps not surprising given the rushed nature of how this military support has been given to Ukraine. If the pilots had been allowed to be trained 2 years ago, 3 years ago, a lot of this could have been averted.
And also considering as to how embarrassing it has been that it has crashed due to a pilot error and not been shot down, will the United States perhaps relook at its policy of transferring the F-16 fighter jets to the Ukrainians?
I don't think so. I think one other option, however, is for retired U.S. and European pilots to actually go to Ukraine and fly the platforms themselves. Obviously, no active U.S. service members and European soldiers would be used. But if they're retired people who want to volunteer, that's a good option to actually be able to use these programs and aircraft effectively, better than Ukrainian pilots could use them.
It'll be interesting to know as to what the Russians will have to say for retired American fighter jet pilots to be flying these jets for the Ukrainians. But to talk about what is happening at this moment in Kirks, Volodymyr Zelensky said that the reason why the Ukrainians started off with this Kirks incursion was to force the Russians to negotiate on fairer terms. Do you think the Ukrainians have succeeded in opening any front for negotiations?
Well, there's no war that can be won just on defense, just like there's no football match that can be won just on defense. It's important that Ukraine take the war to Russian territory, that they have bargaining chips to be able to use to get Ukrainian territory back. And I think the further they go in and the further in costs they can impose on Russian energy infrastructure and the Russian political system, the better chance they will have that. I think everyone expects there's going to be negotiations next spring. And everyone is trying to gain as much leverage as they can right now.
All right, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Gabriel Nerona, for joining us and getting us that perspective there. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.